Hi, welcome to Micro 130, Spring 2019 edition. Each online course is similar in that the responsibility for learning is typically on the student. So it's the student that has to maintain their schedule, make sure that they know what's coming up, and of course, keep up with the week-to-week work. However, each course is also structured slightly differently. Some of the demands and requirements are slightly different. So this video will orient you towards the course, or at least the way this course is run. So without wasting any time, let's get this done. So you'll have to bear with me just a little bit. I literally just broke my headset, so it's sitting kind of loose on my head, but I'm hoping the microphone works okay. Also, we are still pre-Christmas, so the course isn't fully quite ready yet. So by the time that you see this video when I send it out, the course will look actually a little different. But the basics, right? So if you don't know how to get here, we should, but it's laulima.hawaii.edu. You simply log in using your UH credentials, and then Spring 2019. So the two sections are all lumped into one, and we simply go and start with the home page. The home page tells you everything you need to know. So that's me, Dr. K. That's my email address. I really prefer you email me. Email is always the best way to contact me. I like the running record there. I like to read it. Phone only works if I'm in my office, and I tend to be around a lot, but sometimes I'm not in my office, right? So again, I much prefer an email. Typically when you call me, usually you say stuff like, oh, I'm going to miss this day anyways, can I get an extension? It's like, if you put it in writing, it'll just be easier for me. If you want to receive text message alerts, I do send out weekly-ish announcements. So if you want to receive text message alerts instead of email, simply click here, and then you get the directions for how to sign up for it using an app called Remind. A lot of classes are using it. A lot of DOE schools are using it. So maybe your child is using it. So it's a nice convenient way to stay on top of things. The textbook we're using is a free online textbook, so let's just click on that. It looks like this. Right, so this is chapter 1, right? So you can go here and click on chapter 1 through whatever you want, and it looks like there's a newer version. You just simply click on that. And if you prefer, you can actually just sit there, download and get a PDF or an EPUB, have it on your tablet, so then you can have it with you on the go. Right? So you don't have to have this, you don't have to have internet access to read this. You can get a PDF and read it offline, but it is digital. There are options to print the book, but the whole point of this is that A, it's free, also B, we save paper. It's relatively concise. It's not as wordy as a lot of, oh, this is a really bad example. It's not as wordy as a lot of the classic textbooks are, right? So overall, it's a much easier read, right? So, but again, and it's free. Oops, let's go, Katrina Paulina. But it's free, right? Which of course, I mean, the old textbook cost almost $200, right? So it's a nice and convenient way to have economical book. However, the the PowerPoint presentations are still numbered according to the old textbook. I've just been having some issues changing it over. So if you click on this is our old book, that's the new book, right? So chapter 1 here, and the old book is chapter 1. So where you see chapter 1, you read chapter 1. Look at this, where it says chapter 2, we're actually reading chapter 7, so on and so forth, right? So this guide here will help you orient yourself accordingly. If you want to, I guess, so let's just jump right down to the content, right? So for each content, here is the start date. So our semester starts January 7th. And then here's the end date of each module, and this goes to January 17th. So you simply click on the module, and then you'll see the lecture notes and the PowerPoints. Okay, so if you click on the lecture notes, here are the lectures with a blank. Okay, so you can simply print this if you want to, or download the PDF. It's up to you, and then follow along to the lecture. And here's the lecture. So blah blah blah. Okay, I don't want to hear myself, right? But here is the lecture of the module. Right, so it's simply you're sitting there in class. Now, some people have said that these videos are kind of long, and they are. So they're 30, 45 minutes. Each module has at least one, sometimes two narrations, right? So you can be sitting here for like 2 to 3 hours listening to the lectures. And then again, they've said that, hey, it's kind of long to listen to all this, but you know what? Don't sit there and read it, listen to it all in one sitting. It's supposed to simulate a class. Each class is 50 minutes. Take it in 50 minutes at a time. If you want to take it in 20, 30 minutes at a time, just do that. Take a break, right? There's no point in sitting there. And once you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is going for so long, that means your brain has stopped listening, so stop listening. Take a break, and then come back to it, right? So the advantage of this online class is you can really listen to it for as long as your attention allows you to. In a lecture class, you got to be there for 50 minutes. But in this online class, if 10 minutes is all you got, then just give it 10 minutes and then you come back later, back and forth, right? It only makes sense. These are animations, so sometimes we'll have animations to help support the content. And then let's see if it'll work. We're having some issues sometimes with some of these. They're the old-fashioned flash animations. Where'd it go? I feel like this one's not going to work, but oh, it's opening up in my other window, but that's okay. You know, some of these things are flash animations, and irritatingly, it's not working very well. So if that's the case on my Mac, I have to do it a little bit differently. I don't want to goof around with it, but you just open this video player. It's called Laulima, and the Laulima will help you play some of that software, some of the flash animations, and it's going to be some problems. And I'm trying to switch it over, move away from Flash, and find whether it's YouTube videos or something else, but I don't have any right now. So we got what we got, right? And then this animation guide here shows you what it is that I'd like you guys to look at, right? And then some of these things are quizable. Okay, most of these things, to be honest, you can actually get from the lecture content itself, or if you need to go and Google it around if the video's not working for you or the animation's not working, you can just go to the animations. Go to YouTube or Google and then just look for the answers. Or use the discussion board, right? If the video is not working for you. But hopefully you guys can get it to work. Just Macs and Flash don't get along very well for some reason, which we don't want to get into. But anyways, so that's it. Notice our first module is about a week and a half, and that's because we have a lot of roster turnover in this very packed course. So there's going to be people adding, there are going to be people dropping as they realize that maybe this is not the course that they want. But from then on, it's always going to be weekly, right? So we start Fridays and Thursdays, and we do that because the last day of the semester is a Thursday. So always start Friday and Thursday. Make sure you get that in your head. Start Friday and Thursday. With a couple of exceptions, which we'll get to. So each module 1, 2, and 3, then 3 modules then make up one exam, and exams must be taken at a testing center. They must be taken at a testing center, and you can simply just click on it. Sometimes people don't get this either. You just click on your island to find out your testing center, and any of the testing centers in these tabs, anyone here will get the testing information. You do not need to tell me that, oh, I'm on Maui or I'm on the Big Island. It's okay, they're gonna get it. You don't have to tell me that, okay? If you are out of state, if you need to make arrangements elsewhere, some sort of testing center that's not on this list, then you contact me. Otherwise, any testing center on this list, you're okay. Cool. So here's the first exception. Modules go Thursday to Friday, all right? Friday to Thursday, except for the first module, and then except for exams. So exams, we're going to go Friday to Friday. So this way, for those of you who have work issues or things like that, you guys get one extra Friday, all right? So it goes a little bit longer, Friday to Friday. Some of you, of course, are going to complain about stuff like, oh, February 1st to February 8th, this is the only day that I can take the exam. Well, then that's the day you got to take the exam, right? So it's really not a problem that February 1st is the only day you can take the exam. Since you know that's the only day, that's the day that you should make sure you're ready for. I hope that makes sense to you, right? So even though you got a week to take the exam, you got to take it on the day that's best for you. So if February 1st is the only day that you can take it, you can't complain to me that it's a problem. That's the day you have to do it, right? Now, let's say something comes up and you say, oh, you know what? January 31st is the only day that I can take it. Well, you know what? I'll open the exam up for you early, right? So contact me, make sure we can deal with this kind of stuff, right? But if it's February 1st to February 8th, right, that's the time that you have. So if you have to take it earlier in the week, well, so be it. Make sure we plan for that. Okay, any questions? All right, so that's our basic layout. We have 4 exams, all right, 12 modules, 3 modules equals 1 exam. The exams are not cumulative. The exams only cover the 3 modules. If you want to, now let's do this. Let's go to the discussion board. So the discussion board is totally not ready yet, right? But it's a great way, and let's go to our old discussion board. So here's the discussion board from the previous semester. And periodically, discussions will come up. So you're going to see these discussions right over here, right? And they're going to come up, and they're going to come up unannounced. So I want you guys to get into the practice or the habit of coming online, checking the discussion board. These assignments are worth small amount of points, but they're easy points. All you got to do is post, say something usually from the heart, and then you're going to get your free points. So make sure you always check it. But the real power of the discussion board comes from this. There's going to be a forum called Problems with Quiz Questions, and what I want you to do is, if you have issues, simply post them. All right. So rather than emailing me, because you know what's going to happen when you email me? Say, hey, I got a problem with this question right here. Two molecules of ATP are generated by what during glycolysis? Can you help me with this? I'm going to say post it on the discussion board. And then what I want you to do is, here's the question, there are the choices, this is what I answered, I got it wrong, right? If you want to provide a rationale, that's great. And then I want someone else in the class to say, oh, you know what, the correct answer here is substrate level phosphorylation, right? Because I like peer-to-peer learning. It's the most powerful way to learn anything. And then when someone posts, then I'm going to come in there and say, thumbs up, that's right. And then sometimes we'll give a little extra, but mostly I'm here just to say Camille's answer was correct. All right, so I don't want you guys to be misled. And sometimes if the wrong answer is provided, I'll come in and then mediate that to make sure that we get to the right answer. All right, but it's check the discussion board. If you have a problem, check the discussion board first. Oftentimes I'll see repeat posts. That's just lazy. Just check the discussion board. It really doesn't take long. And let me show you how long it takes. You go to here, recent topics, click on that, bang. All right, now you're going to see the latest ones. Happy holidays. The latest ones up here. And then you can see whether you posted in on it or who posted, who the last message was, right? So you can see what's going on the discussion board with one single click. You can always find new posts very quickly. So do that. Otherwise, the rest of the course is pretty straightforward, right? Our quizzes and exams are here. I don't have anything active yet, but by the time you see this video, they'll probably be up. I have the dates will be changed, so you don't see anything just as of yet. Grade book, you know, there's the grade book. All the announcements come in there, so make sure you check your announcements. All right. But any questions, post it on the discussion board. Make sure you stay on top of things. Each weekly module has a quiz attached to it, right? So make sure you do the quiz. 3 quizzes equals 1 exam. Oh yeah, read the syllabus, because the content for the quizzes come from the lecture notes. The lecture notes, okay? Not the textbook, nothing online. The lecture notes. That's where the content from the quizzes and the animations. Each quiz you get to do 3 times. It's a random pull from about 100 and something questions. You get 20. All right, 2 points each. Each quiz is worth 40. You get to do the quiz 3 times, and I can only keep your highest score. And every time is going to be a random pull. So make sure that you read the questions carefully, because many of them are going to sound exactly the same. Read them carefully. Take your time. Okay, you have 20 minutes per quiz. The exam is going to be a random pull from the exact same pool of quiz questions. So sometimes people ask me, I don't know what's on the exam. Yeah, you do. It's the same questions that are on the quizzes. So it's the exact same pool. All right, so that's why you got to do the quizzes 3 times to see as many quiz questions as possible. You can review all your attempts. Just click, and you got to find the right clicking pattern, and you can review all your attempts. Okay, so just make sure you do that. Of course, you will end up with questions you haven't seen before. So make sure you prepare for each exam like it's closed book, and you really don't want to be rifling through your notes all the time. Each quiz, each exam, you got to make sure you're ready for the whole content. Review your lecture notes, right? But it helps to know that you will have seen some of these questions. Just make sure you review them. And when you review your quizzes, you will only see the questions that you got the right answer for. Anything that is wrong will not be marked. And then you say, okay, this one doesn't have a mark. That means it was incorrect. It's your job to find the correct answer, because I'm not just going to throw out answers. I want you to go and find the answers. And when you find the answers, it's much more powerful for you. And if you guessed on some and you got the right answer, make sure you go back and review that as well. Okay, I think I talked way too long for this. That's all I have for now. If you have any questions, make sure you throw it on the discussion board. If anything comes up, I'll make sure to send out my emails. That's it. Let's have a wonderful semester. It's still Christmas, or it's still December here, so I'm going to say Merry Christmas, although by the time you see this, it'll be after Christmas. It'll be in January, maybe late December. All right, so maybe I'll say Happy New Year. But let's have a wonderful semester. Work hard. Don't give up. See me if you need help. Have a great day.